So, I made this video so that you could not miss me too much while I'm gone. This is another one of the evidence little packages that the media is grooming us, especially you parents. And I have to say to all of you parents, just grow up because there's really no room for infantile behavior in which you basically give up your kids to the whims of the state and the current trend. So, um, I really, uh, I really want to have compassion for parents that do it, but I genuinely think that if you don't know that this is wrong, there is something deeply wrong with you.
My daughter transitioned when she was 6 years old. Ella did reject typical boy things, and then as she started to get older and she started exploring pronouns, that was when I was like, we have a transgender child.
Evil or stupid?
I felt happy when I became Ella. I just felt more me.
So I started the Instagram page shortly after Ella's transition.
So I just had nothing going on. And as soon as my son said that, I started an Instagram page, because none of this is about attention or me. Um, it's really, really about uh, me. And, I may have BPD. I may have really encouraged this. Um, I may get some sort of weird kick out of doing this to my son. But I just wanted to put it on Instagram for everyone to see just for the likes.
We've received a lot of judgment, a lot of harsh words. I get called a groomer all
Oh, funny because that's exactly what we're all thinking.
the time. I had one person personally message me and they said, I have your name, I'm gonna call CPS on you and have all your children taken away.
But we live in Canada where it's practically encouraged.
This one's especially my favorite because it's like this.
Do you notice as well? I just want to just bring this up. In all of these things where they are grooming their kids, that becomes the kid's whole identity. Like you see so much trans flag, color, reinforcement, reinforcement, reinforcement the whole time. As soon as that mother, and it's often the mother, as soon as that mother decides that that kid is definitely trans, this is the trajectory. It's like they become a trans family. That child becomes the center of attention. The red, the pink, blue, and white flag becomes like the color of the family. There is pretty much that's it now. That's our whole family's identity is totally tied up in this mother needing that child to be so-called trans.
What do you mean is that? What do you mean it's like that?
It's like the same color.
Like the transgender.
Yeah, it's like the transgender's like.
My daughter transitioned when she was 6 years old. Ella did reject typical boy things.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. Like, if he rejected typical boy things, then of course he must be a girl.
I'm gonna say around 3.5 or 4, she really got into Disney princesses and, Elsa and Anna were her favorite. And then as she started to get older and she started exploring pronouns, that was when I was like, we have a transgender child.
I'm so happy that I can be something because we have a transgender child.
Will you introduce us to your room?
I'm Ella and this is my room.
Tell me a bit about that flag there that matches your shirt perfectly.
It's about the transgender flag. I have it because I'm transgender.
Before Ella transitioned, she was a shy, quiet child. There was a lot of expression of her unhappiness with the way she looked. Her hair was short, she had typical boy clothes, and that really got her down. Ella did get teased a bit in her old school. There were days where she didn't want to go out. We all kind of knew she.
We're not going to go into what the nature of that teasing was because it might give everybody a little bit of insight into the fact that our son was quite sort of like girly things, typical girly things, and he was a little bit effeminate, and the boys were mean to him because he didn't fit in. And so we gave him this out of being a girl and going to a new school as a girl and lying to everyone. And it really worked for us. Now, I don't know. I've not seen this. I like to try and do a lot of these videos having not seen it, just so, but I think I'm right.
She was gender fluid. She liked experimenting with different clothing options, but when she finally had the words to say, I feel like a girl, she was 6.5. And then once we really started letting her take the wheel and affirming who she was, she didn't have a lot of that dysphoria anymore.
Yeah, what we didn't ever say is that she could be a boy and wear those clothes. We really started saying she all the time, and we really stuck to that because actually what that did for me is it gave me a really good Instagram angle and account, and you can really pick up a lot of followers so quickly if you do that. Like we would never have said to our son that he could wear girls' clothes and still be a boy because nobody wants an Instagram account like that.
She is the most vibrant, social girl I have ever seen her be.
I felt happy when I became Ella.
Do you know what about it made you happy?
I just felt more me. This is my top dress.
Kids at that age, kids at most ages, actually, they don't really know what it's like to feel like themselves or not themselves. They just are. And I think if we start saying that, that's an adult language. I felt more me. That's an adult language. I don't think kids who don't have demented parents and teachers, I don't think they do feel like they either like things or they don't. They don't think this is more me, that's not like me. I don't think kids talk like that. That's adult language. That's a grooming kind of groomed in, baked in thing that kid is saying there because that's just absolute nonsense.
I have these two. I really like them together.
What do you like about it?
I think it's a good match. And then I like this because it's like pride and stuff. Oh, and then
Like all 6.5-year-olds, they like stuff that looks like pride.
I have my dance costume. I like my dance costume. Before I was Ella, I would get blankets and wrap it around me like a dress. I really wanted a dress, so we went to go get a dress.
But my mom said if I wore a dress, that would be not okay unless I was a girl. So I said I was a girl.
And that made me feel so happy, so happy. I'm gonna show you it.
Okay.
This was my first ever skirt. I'm pretty sure my friend gave it to me, and I was so happy. Like my parents never even seen me that happy before. Ooh.
Careful, you don't get done.
Again, kids just don't talk like this. I was so happy. I'd never been happier before. Like that is not the way a child frames their life. It's just not.
So Ella's received a lot of help with her transition, and before we allowed the transition to happen, we reached out to this clinic and we spoke to a professional because we want.
Because we couldn't groom her all on our own. So we got some medics and other people that would like professional groomers that really helped us totally make our son disappear and this girl appear. And it's so great.
Wanted to hear that we were doing the right thing. Ella's not on hormone treatment. She's only 8. She won't go on to any puberty blockers until all of her doctors agree on it. She has expressed that she does want to go on them.
Well, then she should. You should put your son on puberty blockers if he, at 8 years old, he said that he wants to. I don't think there's any barrier. I think you should just maybe you should talk about the ins and outs of orgasms and masturbation and sexual intimacy with your 8-year-old so that he can be fully informed as he goes through his life that he will never experience those things. I think you should talk to him about those really adult things right now when he's 8, and give him all the burden of responsibility of wanting to totally eradicate his sexual function. I believe that's what a really good
I started the Instagram page shortly after Ella's transition. I wanted to set up a page for the parents to kind of feel seen and heard and validated.
I wanted to I wanted to be seen and heard and validated. So I set up an Instagram page.
We've received a lot of judgment. Some of the things that people have said, one of the biggest ones, and it is so unoriginal, I get called a groomer all the time. I had one person personally message me. They lived in the States and
Listen to that dramatic music. So crazy. Oh my God, it's so devastating. Somebody said that a woman abusing her kid was abusive. It's such a devastating thing to say.
we're here in Canada, and they said, I have your name, I'm gonna call CPS on you and have all your children taken away. In the beginning, I think it was about 6 months ago, I really considered shutting it down because of the
But I couldn't because I wouldn't be able to get so much attention if I did shut it down. So I felt it was worth keeping it up.
negativity. The more I thought about it and the more I talked about it again, I wasn't gonna let people I don't even know behind a computer screen or behind a phone push me out of a space where I am needed.
Yeah, because also even negative attention sort of feeds my narcissistic fuel tank. So I couldn't lose any of the attention.
What is that you're putting on?
It's like, I forgot what it called. I think it's I think I might have put a little too much on.
Foundation.
Yeah, foundation.
Like all 8-year-old girls, this girl who will grow up to have an enormous manly skull and frame and will never be a woman and is going to have a life of disappointment. Like all 8-year-olds, they are putting like not just a little bit of glitter. They're putting a full face of foundation on because that's just so girly.
Do you like putting the makeup on and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part.
Oh yeah, how come?
I don't know. I just like doing it. Sometimes I put a little too much on.
So today we're gonna be having a gender celebration for Ella. I wanted to do this
Because this is another point at which people can tell me that I'm such a great mom. So I like to do things like this quite often so people can tell me I'm a really great mom.
because I wanted to provide this really solid foundation of great memories about her transition and us celebrating who she is. I have some messages.
And her brothers, we just ignore them because they're boring and they don't have a flag for just being boys. I can't even I tried Instagram accounts for the boys and I mean the it's just no traffic. It's no point. There's little point in even having them, really. Maybe if they also say they're girls and I can get another Instagram account, I think we may keep them. We may keep them.
From some of your friends for you about your gender celebration. So this says, I've been friends with Ella since we were born. I am lucky to have such a good friend like Ella, and I hope we're friends forever.
Again, who writes that? Like, what kids write that? This is so demented. The whole thing is so demented.
Grace. Hi, Ella. It's Ophelia. I'm really proud of you. You have an amazing heart.
Because my mommy's a groomer too, and my mommy told me to send some messages to you so that I would also be a nice girl and I would give up some of my spaces for you and my rights.
I'm so lucky to know you and keep being beautiful. Big hugs, Ophelia. I have a lot of worries about the future of Ella's transition, mostly how the world is going to see her.
Yeah, not about the mutilation to her body, not about the eradication of sexual function, not about the fact that no matter how you look at this, that little infant face will grow into a man's skull and a man's face and a man's body. And no matter what you do, you will never be able to give your son the woman's body that he thinks he's going to get when he grows up, because this is not a game. This is genuinely serious, terrifying stuff.
How she is going to be received. I try and tell myself
She'll barely have a successful relationship. That's he.
we're going to cross that bridge when we get there. But I have faith that the younger generations are more accepting.
I think that just blew up maybe the cameraman's head or the director's. Either way, I think it may be a good thing.
Well, I did it.
Even in the school, the education that the kids are getting.
Look at that kid. Something's happened there. I reckon it went straight into the crew. And look at that boy. Well, look, both boys, but look at the boy in blue.
About tolerance and acceptance and love. It makes me very hopeful.
That was fun.
So all
Media grooming us all.
of Ella's friends know she's transgender at her new school. She is, like I said, it's her superpower. She is loud and proud, and trans is just
Oh, so they're having a. I think it was bad either way, but having a party just at home to celebrate your child pretending to be the opposite sex, not even a birthday, nothing, just a celebration of that, just with you and the other kids who aren't they're boring boys, boring. Can you imagine being that kid?
beautiful to her. And she came running out of school the first day, and she's like, we have a pride flag in our classroom. And
Yay! Oh my God, the grooming at school too! Yay! So
I
excited.
just want to let you know that I'm just so proud of who you are, and you are the most amazing girl, and you're gonna do great things. I know it.
Mom, can I be a girl too? Yes. Oh my God, that would be so much fun. You can be a girl, and you can be a girl, and you can be a girl. And I have 3 daughters and 3 Instagram accounts, and we can have gender parties every other day. And everyone will tell me that I'm such a great mom, and I've now got myself a life and some value that I didn't have before, because look at me, I'm quite frumpy, dowdy, boring woman. So, oh my God. Look, where has that gone? Ironically, probably in the nuts of the director. Truly awful. So that's another little grooming thing. That time from Canada. There is no end to this grooming story. But like I said, I'm still having my brand new penis sewn on. So I will see you when I'm back and recovered. If you would like to support what I do, then please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the little donate button up there. Or you may like to go to letwomenspeak.store or .org, sign up, join us, be part of something amazing. But the first thing you need to do is wear what you say. That's what we want. We want you to wear what you say, what I say, what we all say, and that helps. That makes sure that I can go and give talks all over the country. We've got Colchester, we've got Cambridge, Truro. I think will be another this year, and I'm trying to get all my diary full. But it costs a lot of money to go to these places. It costs about £2,000 to £3,000, depending on where we are, depending on if we need to stay up there. So if there's anything you can do to help us, I would be most grateful. If you're concerned about the Party of Women, then go to thepartyofwomen.org. We have paid the first installment to the barrister to try and get our party accepted. If you would like to help us do that, you know where to go. But if you can stick to the truth, even when it's really tough, right? It's really difficult to say the unsayable. It's really difficult to keep spitting out into the ether the things that you know to be true. But if you can do that, then I promise we will win. And do you know why else we're going to win? Because I never lose.